but we're going to cast a bronze 1v1 best of 3. The other day, if you were on my stream late night, you would have noticed that we were looking for a bronze 1v1, but we couldn't find one because I don't really know any bronze players. But my editor found one. They're all the same matchup, so we're going to hop into that. It's going to be fantastic. Here we are in Farmstead with typical French player and Bilal Unleashed. These are our bronze legends. Bronze 1v1 time. Bilal Unleashed against typical French player. Let's get into it. It's a no jump kickoff from typical French player. Single jump on the approach. And Bilal is forgoing all the boost in favor of ball pressure. Look at the speed of typical French player as he comes around. An early dodge. But Bilal Unleashed has dispossessed him. He's going to keep ball cam on and look for more ball pressure. He doesn't need boost. Typical French player. On the other hand, saving up 100. So we've already got a clash of play styles. So attempted aerial. Oh, he was so close to the ball that time. But it's going to be typical French player. Getting tripped up. Oh my days. Bilal had just sent him flying backwards into his own half. Bilal fell over there after being tripped. Now, mind game and another bump by Bilal. Oh my goodness, the savagery. Now, typical French player saved up a lot of boost here. He might be trying to fool his opponent into thinking that he's boost starved. That is not the case. Oh, bad hit there by typical French player. As he just hands it right off to Bilal. He's looking for the fast track straight to goal. Saved by typical French player. He fell over. He is saving up so much boost right now. I don't know why he suddenly stopped using it. He's probably saving it for offense. He doesn't need boost in defense. He's just keeping it for attack. And more dodges coming in. Actually, he might have just broken his boost button. Oh my goodness! What was that from Bilal? Let's back this up again. Instant replay of this because he just had an open net and he's tried to read it. Rolling up the wall with a pre-jump aerial. He's up into the air for the open net, but he didn't get the read properly. It's actually just bounced back flat. Typical French player with a 50-50 win is into position. I think his boost button's fixed. There it is. He's making a run onto Bilal. Oh my days! The demo play. The ball is miles away, but he's just eliminated Bilal. And now out comes Bilal from the net, but it's still rolling on target. Somehow they both missed this, and it's gone in. What? Let's get a quick action replay of that. So Bilal comes in, misses the ball. Typical French players also missed the ball, and it does roll in for the opening goal. Typical French player, 1-0 up. Now he did lose the first kickoff of the game by jumping just once into the ball. That's going to be Bilal's strategy as well. Both players picking up 100 boost. Now Bilal looking for a mind game. Just a fake little pop there. Typical French player trying to close the gap. 15-point turn from Bilal has been commenced. He backs up into the wall. Just to keep the ball safe. A lot of mind games from Bilal. He's going to be so difficult to read if he keeps this up, but he needs to be careful not to center the ball in front of his own net. He's nose dove, and that will hurt, but it's not going to be too damaging because typical French player does not make contact with the ball. He's cleared it by accident. Now he continues to work the ball back into his own half. Possession play being prioritized. That's a nice little wall shot from Bilal. Oh my goodness, what a pre-jump save by French player. Another great recovery in the corner as well, but Bilal, after stealing the boost, gets clattered from behind. The demos from typical French player are dominating. Here comes another one. He gets a jump over the top of the ball for Bilal, but oh, the mind game. Typical French player has just completely ruined Bilal. Let's take another look at this. So he gets him to jump over the ball once, and then there is the fake. We need to see this again from Bilal's POV. He thought that he was going to get a heroic last second save, but he's just ended up going straight past it. 2-0. Typical French player looking very, very clean right now. Hey, Lux79, thanks for the Prime sub. Really appreciate that. No jump kickoff from typical French player. It's going into the middle. Bilal Unleashed is coming into the middle for it, but he's faked it again. He's got to start making contact with the ball because this just isn't cutting it. Nice little power slide turn though. Look at that. Coming from the blind spot. Now he lines up the dribble. Typical French player with a low aerial in his own half to take the ball under control. He's really working the ball every time it does go into the air. Bilal Unleashed with the open net. Can he find it? He's setting it up. But oh, he's just dribbled it wide. That was huge. And typical French player somehow manages to dodge forwards without actually moving. I didn't know that was possible. How did he do this? We need to see this again. He's got a knack for it. He dodges forward without actually moving. He boosts when his car is pointing backwards to bring these the acceleration from these dodges to a complete standstill. Another huge aerial by typical French player. Look at the distance he's getting on the ball. Bilal being forced back to the edge of the box. Mind game by typical French players, not going to pay off. Huge open net for Bilal, and he's back within one. Let's see what typical French player was trying to do here. I forgot you could just left click. So freestyle in the lineup, and then he just dodged the wrong way. Bit of a misplay there. But with a minute and 35 left, we're back to one, and it was certainly a boomer for Bilal. He's having a great time. He's got a little happy face to remind himself never to be toxic. Mind game kickoff for typical French player. Oh no, he's actually just typing. He's talking trash. Let's just get an instant replay of this. You think he's in a fake kickoff? No, he's actually just typing to his opponent. I wonder what he was saying here. But he gets to save while not even playing. And there's a huge aerial save as well. He's got the ball past him. Oh, he's going to play goalie from here. Interesting switch up of strategies. Johnny, typical French player is going to come in the middle of the field now. Double bump and an open net goal. He has just sent a message to Bilal Unleashed, who thought that he might have an easy time of it from here on in, seeing typical French players sitting in the goal doing nothing. And that was only for a matter of seconds. Then he attacked relentlessly. David UK, actually 3-month prime. Is it David? Okay, so Brian's told me how to say that. Cheers for the information. David UK. Open net. Let go by typical French player. Now here comes Bilal Unleashed. He's having a hard time getting past typical French player in the midfield, who has used a lot more boost this match. Look at that little maneuver he's pulled off. He comes off the wall. These two favouring physical play an awful lot here. More typing from typical French player. Not happy with the bump he's just received. Now here comes Bilal. Wide open net. He's left ball cam on and he's got a bit lost. Somebody get this guy a map because he's having a difficult time finding the blue net. You're kidding me. No, Bilal. No, you did not just miss this. What is he doing? Let's get an action replay here. The open net miss actually started about 20 seconds ago. So there it is. Typical French players. He's talking trash in the chat. And Bilal, in his hunt for the goal, gets a little bit lost. And yes, he has done a pretty good impression of OSM. This is backfire OSM. Look at him just come to a standstill here. He can't believe what's just happened. And typical French players rubbing it in with a mind game. So lots of trash talk between these two. I really wish that replays had the chat saved. Massive air dribble by typical French player. He just wants to show that he is the superior player mechanically. Look at that. Unbelievable. I mean, this might not be a goal, but it's just sending a message. Late 50-50. Bilal Unleashed is running out of time here. Only into the final 12 of the match. And that will be game. It's a forfeit from Bilal. He's had enough. And that's 1-0 in the series to typical French player. Alright, I'm going to load up game 2 here. I've got to hide Rocket League so I don't reveal the score. So TFP, typical French player, with a 1-0 lead in the series. Let's get into game number 2. Let's see if Bilal can fight back. Fake kickoff early on. Double fake kickoff as typical French player also can't make contact with the ball. It's a quicker one to recover, as he has been several times this series. The pre-jumps into position are getting him in a bit of trouble every now and then. Mind games all over the place from Bilal Unleashed. He's still rocking the backfire with a happy face pointing backwards. Big off-the-wall plays from typical French player. Another dodge in a position. Can't get round the ball. He's belly flopped it. Bump from Bilal. And now he's going to try and get underneath the ball as much as possible. That's on target. Is Bilal going to do anything about it? Yes, he is, but it's not enough. 1-0 to typical French player. He's easily dominating this matchup right now with his open net shooting. Double mind game kickoff. Actually, typical French player adapting into a hit. Oh my days! Bilal Unleashed with the bravest play we've seen all day. He just sent it into his own post so that he could start a dribble. Unbelievable stuff. Here comes the dribble. Little air dribble attempt, but typical French player is going to intercept that one pretty easily. He's missed the open net though, backflips in a panic. And Bilal is freestyling as he recovers off the post. Centre ball from Bilal. Are we going to see a pre-jump like we did in game 1? No need. So it has bounced back flat. I think TFP is smurfing. I don't think he is. I'm pretty sure that this that this is not a smurf. Is that just on target? Oh, you bet it is. TFP 2-0. And he continues his run of domination Bilal unleashed. This does not know what to do. A good start would be actually hitting the ball on kickoff, which he will do. TFP with another fake one. That one was a jump to pretend that he was going for the ball. Another flip reset on the ball there for TFP. And now he's going to be dropping some more trash talk. Just very quickly though, not too much trash talk there. Just a little bit. He probably just said "you smell" or something savage along those lines. So plenty boost here for TFP, but he's trying to save the environment by not using. He doesn't want to use any unnecessary boost. Look at the pre-flip mechanics of TFP. He is getting into great positions here. But Bilal unleashed, for the time being, is holding on to this 2-goal deficit. Now he's got a wide open net. He doesn't like open nets, but I think this one has worked out. TFP can't get back in time. And there is the opening goal for Bilal unleashed. Still looking absolutely delighted with himself from the antenna. Both players hitting the ball on kickoff for the first time this game. It's only taking a couple minutes for that to occur. Bilal unleashed with some pretty smart possession play in the midfield. He's not made contact with a 50-50, but a decent recovery gets him back into position. Here comes TFP down the middle. 100 boost in the bag, but he's not using any of it. He's saving it for later. You never know when he might need that. Well, he should have used it, I think, because that is just too fast from Bilal unleashed. Who needs boost when you can just flip into the ball twice and send it on net? It's all tied up. 2 minutes 46 seconds left. More trash talk from TFP. Bilal unleashed is going to try and capitalize. TFP is not the fastest typer. He is trying to type out a quick essay here, just to rub in the fact that he is the better player. It looks like Bilal has decided now is the best time for his trash talk in return. I really wish I knew what they were saying, but whatever it is, it's probably not very nice. Big hit into the corner for typical French player, read well by Bilal. In fact, typical French player's got to be careful. He's actually sending the ball the wrong direction here, and he's leaving himself wide open for a demo. Supersonic speed, Bilal, something we rarely see. Does prefer to move more slowly and methodically, focusing instead on rotations rather than mechanics. And that's going to be another open net goal, and even a dunk as well. We need to see a replay of this from typical French player's perspective. He thought he was getting in there with the pre-flip, but the perfect fadeaway from Bilal has put him in front in the game. 2 minutes left. Can he hold on to the lead? They can't hit balls off a wall. What do you mean bronze players? Well, bronze players have evolved, my friend. Look at that from Bilal. He's wasting so much time, and he's also baited TFP into a shot that he can't actually reach. So, minute and 50 seconds left. Infield dribble, intercepted. What a read though by TFP, and that might be on target. Bilal's under pressure, and he might be on goal. Oh no! In a panic, he's just sent the ball into his own net. What a shot though by TFP. Bilal's trying to get an infield dribble on him, and he ends up putting it into his own net's top corner on the recovery. A minute and 42 left. TFP applying the pressure, trying to get a 2-0 win in this best of 3. Brooksley 101, thanks to the Twitch Prime sub. We got more trash talk coming in from Bilal. Lots of breaks here between these players, but none of these little AFK stunts have been punished. Here's another one for TFP. Whatever he just typed, looks like it's done its job, because Bilal not looking too confident. In fact, he's decided to respond. This is an interesting time to stop playing and respond. And oh my days, we need to get into replay that. The height that TFP has just flicked the ball. It's practically hit the ceiling. Now, it might not be in the right direction, but that is quite something. What a flick, just again to send a message. He's asserting his mechanical dominance, and Bilal appears to be shaken by what he's just witnessed. He doesn't know how to respond against mechanics like these. But now TFP might have foiled himself. Is it going to be a double touch own goal? No, he sends it wide. Inside the final minute, TFP and Bilal, absolutely impossible to separate at this point. More aggression from Bilal. And a freestyle recovery. TFP panicking. He's popped the ball miraculously clear, but it doesn't look like he's going to get the good end of the 50-50. Bilal continuing to pressure. He saved up so much boost. Centers it to himself. A little reverse back into position. There's the shot saved by TFP. What a save it was. Now Bilal might have overshot himself here. But typical French player, as usual, looking for the pre-flips into position to save boost. That is a really nice play by Bilal. He's going to try and force the own goal. Typical French player is exactly putting it in the corner, and that is what Bilal was looking for. Typical French player gets bumped into position, and then Bilal puts it into an awkward spot that he couldn't handle. I don't know if it was even on target here. It looks like it may have just been rolling in the bottom right corner, but with 17 seconds left, Bilal has taken the lead. Nobody thought he was going to come back. Losing the game 1-3-1. Losing 2-0 early on here. Delayed kickoff by TFP. He's got Bilal in a bit of a hairy situation here. But can he get a shot on net? Not the best start, but he's got in the open net. There it is. And it's going to be wide open for him, but a huge save by Bilal. And that might just be game. Yes, it will be. GG. And we are going into game number 3. Who would have thought? So this time I didn't mean the order at least. We are going to see 3 games. Right, let me get into the third one here. Then I'll show Rocket League again. Who can take the ace match? Not going to lie, I didn't even look, so I don't know. This is fantastic. I haven't got a clue. That really does sum up the difference between these guys. We've got the grenade against the happy face Bilal. He's just trying to have a good time. Typical French player, however. He just wants Bilal to have a bad time. He is trying to blow him up as many times as possible. Actually, we didn't see as many demo attempts in the second game as we did in the first one. There's still plenty pre-flips. Anytime you have typical French player in the lobby, there will be pre-flips everywhere. So, typical French player dodging into position. And he's trying to freestyle all over Bilal here. Bilal standing confidently between typical French player and his own goal. He's turned the long way, but he might still get there in time. Just misses on the open net. Typical French player is going to try and show him how it's done. Another pre-flip in a position, and Bilal can't get there. That's got to be 1-0. Yes, it is. Bilal punished for his open net miss. It was a tough one. It was bouncing. It was rolling. The ball was moving pretty quickly. He couldn't get the read on it. Fast kickoff by typical French player. And oh my goodness, it's just gone straight in. We need an instant replay of that one. Typical French player with the fastest kickoff we've seen in the entire day. And he didn't even have to dodge for it. Bilal just too slow in the approach. That'll be 2-0. 4 minutes, 11 seconds left in the match. Long time for Bilal to come back like he did in the last game. He did come back from 2 goals down last game. The first thing he's got to figure out is his kickoff, and that is not a bad start. Or is he going to be able to continue on though? Typical French player's gone for boost in the midfield. Bilal lines up the shot. Typical French player actually mind games him. It wasn't a midfield boost grab. He's starting to win a lot of mind games against Bilal, and that's a great save as well. Bilal not sure where to go. Nice little timing on the boost respawn though. He picks it up. No air dribble. Coming into contact, and so the French player's got to be careful. He's running the ball straight into the box. That's a goal if Bilal can get there. No, he can't. Tries to get the boost seal, but typical French player's all over it. Oh my days. What did we just witness? The Bilal wall shot with perfect timing has just brought this one back to 1 goal. That is an unbelievable strike. It's only bounced once before the line. I never thought I'd see it. But he's brought it back within 1. Bilal with an unbelievable play. Typical French player still with the advantage. And so far in the series, he's had the mechanical edge. Bilal not able to find the boost at the side of the field. Gets it second try. And he is indeed unleashed by his own plays. Open net for Bilal. Typical French player with a great recovery, but 50-50 mechanics on point for Bilal. Is he going to get the open net? He's placed it perfectly. Oh my goodness. Most players would play that safe. They'd just put it down the middle, but Bilal, just to make sure, sticks it in the corner. And he's not done. 3-2. Bilal with an unbelievable comeback. Saw a kickoff goal earlier in the match for typical French player, but Bilal is completely unleashed. What a turnaround from the boy in blue. And the face says it all. He couldn't be happier about how things are going right now. Double mind game by both players. And now Bilal getting on the wrong end of a 50-50. Can typical French player get there? He gets demoed from behind, and Bilal almost own goaling. He's in a bit of a panic here. He's freestyling. You need to save that, Bilal. Oh my days. What was that from Bilal? We need to see this again. The demo. He avoids own goaling. Front flip without the dodge. It's a manual flip there. And the goal line save. Everything typical French player does is being shut down. Another save for Bilal. This is unreal. The scenes that we are witnessing here. And he blocks another one. Can anything get past this man? As he sends the ball clear to safety again. Typical French player frustrated. He's closer to scoring himself than the ball. And he might have just own goal. That is on target. Or is it? The post with a save. Typical French player with a crucial touch to get it away from Bilal, who was lurking at the edge of the box. A massive 50-50 wins continue to come in for Bilal. He's got another open net. Pops it wide. He's deciding to play the long game here. Doesn't want a goal. He just wants to keep possession. But typical French player takes it away. And Looking for a huge challenge for Bilal to shut him down immediately. 2 minutes left. Bilal looking for another challenge, and his challenge game is so good in this third match. Completely different beast than what we saw in game 1, where he was struggling to make contact with the ball. Now he's hitting wall shot after wall shot on target. That ball will go in eventually, whether it be August or September. It's destiny, unless typical French player keeps it out, which he does. Demo by Bilal, still getting revenge for that game 1 where he was absolutely smashed to smithereens several times. Typical French player is going to be up in the aggression here. Maybe a stealing shot. No, he decides to just go for the center ball. Big fake from French player. But Bilal with a absolutely stunning recovery on the landing. He's turned around. Oh my goodness. Typical French player with the backflip shot. Just when he thought you'd seen it all, he pre-jumps to block the clear. And he knows exactly where the goal is. Most players would struggle here because they can't actually see where they're shooting. But he remembers that since he's facing away from it, it's got to be behind him. And that's where he sends the ball. We're all tied up. 1 minute and 17 seconds left. Who's it going to be? Absolute pog here. Missing link thanks to the 2-month tier 1. Also got 5-month tier 1 from Milkman Maniac. Welcome back, guys. Appreciate the support. I've got to get the pogs in chat and all the support for typical French player and Bilal, who put on an absolute show for us today. Bilal looking to get his lead back. Is it going to be another wall shot? I believe it is. Is that on target? Bilal threatening an aerial, but he's hit the post. Typical French player knocks it to safety. He's got plenty boost here, but he's got to be careful. He keeps on knocking the ball into his own box. There's not much power on it, but it is bouncing, and bouncing balls have been difficult for Bilal to deal with. He just misses it. Let's see an instant replay of that one. Another open net miss. That could be huge. Bilal is getting so many opportunities. Typical French player centers it, and that's the goal. A misplay by typical French. He was trying to get the ball clear, but for one too many times, he centered it in front of his own net. A pinch would have been fine there, but both times he went for it, he has missed the contact. With 41 seconds left, Bilal is up by 1 goal. The favourite mechanically is capitulating, and that might be another kickoff goal. It is. Typical French player can do nothing but aerial it into his own net. He's down by 2. He thought he had this one in the bag. He was the faster player throughout. He was certainly the player with a whole lot more pre-flips, but it turns out pre-flips don't win games. Open nets do, but oh dear, that might be an own goal. Typical French player with the freestyle. Look at the spin as he waits for the ball to come in. We need to see that again. That is unbelievable by typical French player. 25 seconds left. He's down by 2, but he still has the presence of mind to freestyle the ball into the open net. And he's back within 1. Can he tie up the game? 23 seconds left. Huge kickoff win by Bilal. He puts himself square behind the ball. But now he's starting to panic. Typical French player has gone all the way back for boost. He needs to get near the ball. Defending is not going to cut it right now. Bilal is all over the place. He can see the finish line, but he's not sure how to get there reliably. Once again flips past the ball, but so does typical French player. I don't know if he's got the ball carry. It's going to bounce to the ground, and that's going to be game. GG's. Bilal takes it against the player who's being accused of being a smurf. The player who looked like he had his number mechanically. The player who took game 1. But Bilal took our hearts. What a comeback win for Bilal. Incredible stuff there. And, you know, for everybody who plays to backfire, for everybody who has the little smiley antenna, this is your hero right here. What a legend. An absolute legend, not just in the making. An absolute legend made. And I'll leave you with it. There he is. Bilal. Your champion. Need I say any more? GG's. So yeah, thanks to my editor for finding those games. I didn't know they were going to be that exciting, but they were definitely worth watching. Unbelievable stuff. Yeah, I think typical French player is just he's part of the pre-flip gang or something. He was trying to make those work. It just didn't happen. Not able to get the W in this matchup with his grenade. There's so many antennas in lower rating. It's unreal. Everybody's got an antenna, but this one just makes me happy seeing it. I probably have to use this. Maybe I'll be less toxic. As Aussie OH, thanks for the 4-month Prime. Really appreciate that. Would you guys like to see more of these in the future? Because I don't know if there's any other bronze like best of threes on the entire ballchasing.com site, but there's probably like silver, gold, plat, diamond. We could like, go through the ranks and see what we can find. Because yeah, they're pretty funny. I certainly enjoy casting those, a bit tongue in cheek. Yeah, great stuff there from Bilal and typical French player. If anybody knows these guys, definitely let them know. We'd love to get an actual match between these two. You saw the IDAN ones that are silver. Oh man, that's definitely something we need to look into. You always pick bad bronzes. This we didn't choose them. This was just from ballchasing.com. They were just what do you call it? Yeah, they were straight out of a website that just hosts replays. I didn't like choose the bronzes.